everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, and today we're going to talk about something that I think right now is super important, and it's something that I've been asked a lot. I've gotten a lot of emails, a lot of private messages. I've seen a lot of topics in Facebook groups. I've seen questions on my YouTube. How do you stay motivated when sales are slow on eBay? Right? That's, I think, something that everyone is facing right now. We came into Q4 hoping that sales would pick up, and they really haven't. And if anything, I think that sales have dropped a little bit or even gotten slower for some folks. And I don't think it's too much to concern ourselves with yet. Like I've been saying in some of my videos recently, I feel like there's been Q4s in the past where October just kind of comes in real nice and calm, and sales just kind of act like it's still summer slowdown. And then things will pick up next month in November, or next week in November, as we get closer to the holidays. The other thing to remember, there's three things to remember. Number one, it's not just you. Everyone is experiencing slow sales, or most everyone. I've heard like one person say they've had great sales, maybe two. And the rest of everyone has said that sales are down and very slow. So it's not just you. The second thing to remember is we are very close to an election, and an election year that means a lot to a lot of people on both sides. Emotions are high, people are concerned, people are worried, and that could be distracting folks enough that they're not shopping right now. And the third thing is 2020 is the year of the poop. And it's unprecedented for all the things that have been happening. I kind of feel like we've had a decade's worth of historical current events dumped on us in 2020, and we're only 10 months in, right? We still got 2 months left. A lot has happened this year. It is a big year. There's a lot going on, and people are distracted. People are looking for the stimulus. They're worried about the election. They're worried about C-19. They're worried about masks and the shutdown and when things are open and their jobs. And there's just a lot going on this year. And I think that in spite of all of that, the last 10 months have held pretty steady. Sales have been pretty good for most folks. So I don't think that having a bad October necessarily means we're going to have a bad Q4. That's something that keeps me motivated, okay? I know it's not just me. If everyone else was having great sales in October and I wasn't, something is wrong with what I'm doing, or I need to fix something. But if it's everyone, then it's the society as a whole isn't shopping, and you can't really do anything about that. And with all the distractions going on, those are going to be gone soon. The election will be over with, and then the holidays are coming up. So regardless of what else is happening or going on, people will start to focus on the holidays. They will start to focus on their shopping. And I really think a lot of people are going to be shopping online. So these are the things that go through my mind that help me stay motivated. I've seen bad Octobers turn into amazing Q4s before. This can't be forever. I'm just going to keep going. The other thing people need to keep in mind is it's not really so much about staying motivated. It's about realizing that this is your job. So whether you're motivated or not, you kind of have to do it. You have to get up every day, and you have to list, and you have to take photos, and you have to send out offers, and you have to cross post, and you have to do your shipping. You have to do that every day whether you want to or not. You can't wake up every day 1,000% motivated. There's just no way that any of us could ever wake up 365 days a year totally ready and excited and motivated for the day. That's just not how humans are. So it's not so much really about staying motivated, but about realizing this is your job and you have to do it regardless. Remember before reselling, when you had a job outside of the home, or let's say you still do. Let's say you still have a job outside of the home in addition to reselling. You have to go there every morning or every afternoon when your shift starts. You have to clock in and you have to do your job, whether you feel like it or not. If you just decided to go in and put your head down and not work, you really wouldn't have a job for very long, would you? And I'm laughing, but I'm just thinking back to all the times when I used to work outside of the home. I had to get up at 5 or 6 in the morning, and that is not me. That is not me. You guys know that. I sleep from like 3 in the morning till 9 or 10 in the morning. That's me. That's what I like to do. I used to have to get up at 5 in the morning, and I didn't want to. I didn't wake up singing with the birds and being Snow White and ready for my day. I was tired and miserable, and I never really woke up until after lunch, but I had to go and I had to do it because I needed that paycheck. So you have to treat this the same way. You got to get up, you got to go, you got to do it because you need the paycheck. Same mentality. This is your job. You've got to do it whether you're motivated or not. You can't go to a job out there and just, let's say you worked at Target and you're supposed to be stocking the shelves. You can't just sit there and be like, well, I'm not really motivated to stock the shelves today. I just don't feel like doing it. I'm not going to do it. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to lose your job. So just keep in mind that, yes, we have freedoms because we work for ourselves. We are our own bosses. We create our own schedules in our own workspace, and we can kind of do what we want, but you still got to work every day. You still have to show up. The best way to do that is to create routines. And I have been talking about this a lot lately, but I think it's super important because a lot of us aren't feeling motivated. A lot of us are feeling discouraged and sales are slow and it's just kind of, But if you have routines in place that have become a habit, you'll get up and do it anyway, and you won't even really notice that you're not motivated. I promise. It does take about 30 days to create a new habit. So for the first 30 days of doing anything new, you kind of have to force yourself to get up and do it. But after doing it for 30 days in a row, it has become a habit. It has become a routine. And that's with anything in life. If you want to start a new routine of taking vitamins, making my bed, and going for a walk in the morning before I start work, you're not always going to feel like doing that. But if you force yourself to do it for 30 days, on that 31st day, it's going to be so ingrained in your head and such a habit that you're not going to be able to do anything else until you take that walk. You're going to have to get up and do those, make my bed, take my vitamins, go for a walk. It's going to be like, to make my bed, take my vitamins, go for a walk. It's just going to be this mantra in your head. Then you're not going to be able to do anything else until you finish that. The same with going to the gym, exercising, eating better, going to work every day for yourself in the morning, getting up and doing it. Anything that you want to do or change or do differently, the first 30 days are going to be the hardest. That's how long it takes to make something a habit. But I have found that if you force yourself to do it and you get through that initial state where you're trying to create that habit, once it's a habit, it is so much of a habit that it becomes autopilot, and it's something that you just do without even thinking about it, and it's something that you have to do before you can move on to the next thing in your day. So if you have really good routines in place, even if you have to force yourself to do them in the beginning, eventually these routines are going to be so ingrained in your brain, you can get up half asleep, unmotivated, just not feeling it, like a zombie, walk through that routine and just get it done because it's so ingrained in your brain. You're on autopilot. You want to keep up your energy. You want to keep up your spirits. You got to do things that make you happy as a person. So yes, you have to get up and do the work every day. But when you're done with the work every day, are you doing things that bring you joy? Are you creating an environment around yourself that makes you happy? Are you leaving yourself time every night to do something you enjoy? I know I've told you guys about this before too, but you have to recharge your own batteries before you let them die. So if you are constantly just giving of yourself and all you do all day is work, and then you give of yourself to your friends and your family and your pets and everybody else, and you don't leave even just a smidgen of time for yourself at the end of the day, you're not going to have anything left to give anybody. You're going to run out. You're not going to have anything to give. In order to be able to give of yourself to projects and people, you've got to recharge those batteries, or they're gonna go dead. So you need to have like a nice balance. You need to have your job, your family, things that make you happy, things that bring you joy, and that's going to be different for everybody. But also try to find the joy in the small things. You know what I mean? If you like, I'm going to use small Halloween-sized candies for an example. You like them tiny little Snickers, and your diet says you can have an extra 100 calories a day, and those are less than 100, I think. But you know what? When you're done with your listing for the day, take 10 minutes to sit somewhere and eat your little candy. You will thank me. If it's just 5 minutes alone in the peace and quiet and enjoying that piece of candy, maybe it's a piece of cheese, maybe it's a pickle. A lot of people find joy in food and snacks, and rewarding yourself after you do something you don't feel like doing is a really good way to get yourself to do it, and give yourself that downtime, that me time, that time to recharge. Just 5 quiet minutes with a cup of coffee or a tea, whatever it is. And I always tell people to make sure that you are spending time. It's hard because of the quarantine and the virus, and I know 2020 is weird, but you guys, we have these wonderful inventions now where you may not be able to go to somebody's house and see them in person, but you can talk to them on the phone. You can FaceTime. People have found ways to play board games on the phone. Just make sure that you're seeing people that you love and enjoy and surrounding yourself with that every day as well. And give yourself a little bit of time at the end of the day to do something you enjoy. And that's going to be different for everybody as well. Maybe you want to sit in the exact peace and quiet and enjoy a cup of tea. Maybe you want to watch one episode of your favorite show. Maybe you want to read one chapter of a book. Maybe you just want to sit in the dark and breathe and meditate. But take at least 10 to 30 minutes at the end of the day before you go to bed to do something just for yourself. That will definitely recharge your batteries. It will help you to keep your spirits up, because in order for your spirits and your energy to be up, you have to be fulfilled as a person. And that's all about balance. It's having time spent with loved ones and giving to yourself each day as well. And then I also think it's important to connect with others in the reselling community so that you have that feeling of solidarity. If you're just doing this all by yourself and you haven't joined any Facebook groups, you haven't reached out and made any friends that you can message throughout the day or talk to on Instagram, and you're just kind of alone, when you feel unmotivated, when you feel like you just can't do it anymore and you're just kind of wandering around your own house by yourself, because most of us do work alone. Some of us have partners, like I have Keith, but a lot of us don't. I know a lot of you work all day alone in your house, or you have a baby, but babies and toddlers aren't going to understand what you're going through. And you're just going to, you got to reach out. You got to be part of the community. You have to make connections in the reselling community. And I'm not even talking about networking for connections so that you can get sales and meet people and do wholesale. I'm talking about reaching out and making connections with other human beings who also resell, who understand exactly what you do for a living, what your business is all about, and what your struggles are. If you have friends on Instagram, friends on Facebook, you can private message, friends in Facebook groups you can talk to and say, geez, my sales are slow, or I woke up today and I just don't feel like it. You can get a support group, you can get friends, and these people will support you. They will commiserate with you when things are bad. They will encourage you and cheer you on and keep you going. And then in turn, you can do the same for them. It's all about creating friendships and relationships, and I think it's so super important. You can't do this alone. You need to reach out and be a part of something. Even if you're like a reclusive person or a hermit, you're not a very social person, it's easy to socialize on the internet. It's not as hard as going to a party or going to someone's home or going out in public in crowds. Going into a Facebook group in the security and safety of your own home and typing on a keyboard to other people is not as hard as social situations. And you can be as social as you want, or just kind of lurk, even if you just need to read stuff or comment here and there. But I would definitely recommend everybody reach out to the reselling community and make some kind of connections. Be in a Facebook group, have some friends on Instagram, get some buddies together and create a private Facebook message group. You could have 3 or 4 of you in there, or just get one buddy. If you're not that social, find one buddy that you like, that you guys can talk to each other throughout the day and just kind of cheer each other on. Not to be distractions, not to sit and chat all day and fart around and look at memes and share jokes, but someone that you can check in with every hour or two. And, hey, I got my listing done. What did you do? And then she tells you, hey, I had to stop and start a little laundry, but I did get back to listing. And then you tell her, I got my pictures done. She's like, my listing's done. And you guys can cheer each other on. Just like a kind of a buddy system that you can check in with throughout the day or even just throughout the week, just to kind of tell each other what you've been doing and hold each other accountable for your goals, encourage each other. You guys can reach out in our Facebook group. It's called Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link down below if you want to join. You can reach out in there. I have a mentorship program set up in there where you can look for a mentor if you want one. You can sign up to be a mentor if you want to be one. Or you can just make a post and say, I'm not feeling it today, but I'm going to force myself to list 5 things. What are you guys doing? And start a thread where everybody can say, this is what I'm going to do today, but I'm not feeling it. Because sometimes you need to commiserate more than you need encouragement. Sometimes you need to feel that solidarity of sales are bad for all of us. And sometimes you need the encouragement, but absolutely feel free to come in our Facebook group anytime you guys feel discouraged, anytime you need any kind of encouragement or just to rant or fret or vent about how you're feeling if you don't feel encouraged, if things aren't going well, you know. And then on the other side of the coin, when things are going well, come in there and celebrate. People will celebrate with you. Tell us your achievements. Tell us your listing goals. Tell us how great your sales are doing when things are great. But it's so important to be a part of the community, I really think, because this can be a very lonely job. Remember, I did this for 2 years by myself before Keith was able to leave his job and join me. And it was very, very lonely at times. I was home alone all day by myself with the company of a hamster. And I have to say that what saved me, my sanity, and kept me going was the group of friends that I have made within the reselling community. So, but it's just important that to stay motivated, you don't always think of it as really being about staying motivated. This is your job. You have to do it. So create some kind of routines. Get yourself in a groove that you're doing the same things every day. Just get it done. Just think of it as a job. Reward yourself step by step. Did you get your listings done? 10 minutes on Facebook. Did you get your photos done? Have a cup of coffee and sit outside on the porch and enjoy the air. You know, reward yourself every step along the way as long as it's within reason. You know, don't get distracted and spend hours on Candy Crush. Set timers. I always recommend that. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes reward time. Set the timer. Move to the next task. And make those connections in the community. So important. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the little bell so you know when I put out new content. And until next time, guys, go create those routines. Stick to them. Make those connections in the reselling community. And just remember to take care of yourself at the end of the day. It's so important at the end of every single day, you take care of yourself. Also, be productive, make some money. And as always, thank you so much for joining me today. You guys are the best. Bye.